Say something, boy. Say something. Say something. Good boy. Look at that. My name is Presley. I have nothing to say, cause I'm not the fucking DJ. And if you wanna come talk to me, then you gotta talk to my man Presley. That's a Sublime song, if you didn't know. I flipped it. But you like the way I flipped it? I flipped it, whipped it, pistol whipped it, and dipped it. Forensic sciences. No household appliances. You might have got psoriasis, but that's alright. It's if you love me, then I love you. I love you forever. Alright, go ahead.
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now. While the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast with your boy Big Cerbavelli back in the place to be. La Merca Superior Palace 81 Studios. It's your boy, Mr. Nine Times. Yeah, so very eventful weekend over the weekend. Saturday, I had a whole heap of shit. I was driving all day Saturday, which is like I drive for a living. So the last thing I want to be doing is fucking driving on my day off. But guess what? This is one of those days where I'm driving all fucking day. So awesome, right? I'm driving. You know, me and Pops, we out there, we're handling our business. Everything is all good in the neighborhood, right? And spoke with Chava the week prior, and he wanted we wanted to record music and all that. So, but anytime anybody tells me, you know, especially like with him, he's one of those like, if it happens, it happens. You know, me, I'm a Capricorn, so I'm gonna plan everything out. Like it's gonna get planned out. I will move shit out of the way just so my plans fall through. I'm not one of these, roll through and then something happens. You know, it was gonna be slated for another day, but it was just more so. He texted me. I told him I'm busy. Later on, I called him, and he was like, "Yeah, you know." Cause I wanna talk. If we're gonna do work, I gotta talk to you. What's your schedule like? Yada yada yada. Because I'm not gonna pull up and then you busy and then I gotta go home. Like, no, we're gonna get work done, and we're gonna make something happen. So I call him, and mind you, I'm already tired. I literally just want to kick it and watch TV or something that I don't do very often. You know, just relax and do shit without thinking about the next thing. And he's like, yeah, you know, I'm just chilling right now. I'm just chilling at the crib. And tomorrow he's going to be busy because, you know, he does things of that. And he got his own business he got going on. That's great. You know, whatever the fuck. So my whole thing is I'm not trying to squeeze, because also too on that day, I'm busy. He busy, I'm busy. So I'm like, he's chilling right now. And so I'm like, fuck, it's already, you know, it's not too late, but it's not early. Like it's early enough, but it's like getting into the late hours and I need my sleep, right? So I was like, fuck it, you know what? I'm going to pull up, brought the whole studio through. Haven't seen Chava in fucking 5 years or more. Like it might be 5 and some change, like really more so like, right? No, probably like dead on, like, yeah, 5 years on the money. Yeah, because the last song we recorded was probably either early 2019 or let's just call it late December, right? So basically we're like 5 years, right? And he's doing good, you know what I mean? I'm glad of all these years that have gone by. He's doing what he's always done what he wants to do, but it's just more so I feel like he has like the financial ability to be doing whatever he wants to do, versus before it was more so like not so the case. But I'm also in that position too, which is also another reason why we haven't talked for this long. It was just kind of like I wanted to get my life together. I'm glad he kind of got his life. Fuck all that. I wanted to get my life together, and it was just more so things that I needed to work out on myself. You know what I mean? A lot of people take shit personally to where it's just like, it could be as simple as like, bro, I need to get my shit together. You know what I mean? And that's what it was. Like, since we've linked up, it's like, I'm sober, Presley's old. I'm just super busy. I'm working for a good company and shit like that. So just getting my feet planted on the ground, versus like when you try to do so many things, like juggling so many things at one time, you could end up just like messing up. Like if you're trying to juggle and shit, you're gonna end up fucking a whole bunch of shit up, in my opinion. But basically, it was good seeing him. It was really good seeing him. He's got thing like, what always kind of got me with him is like, he'll record music on his own that he won't drop, which is kind of wild to me. I don't know. I think he just needs somebody like me to push him to like, yo, like, let's make this happen, let's make that happen. Not like constantly, like aggressively, but just more so like steadfast. Like, oh, okay, like, what's the move, what we gonna do, you busy, we'll do this then. Like, just actively taking those approaches to actually get things done. Another thing is that while I've been gone, he has to, because I never charged him for nothing, he has to pay for studio time, and studio time isn't cheap. Not from me, not from anybody else, but since we actually have a good rapport now, and we've gotten accolades together and all that, I don't mind doing that. Like, when like the music shit, him, I consider somebody like a brother in music for sure, that anything we do together, I'm like, it's not gonna have like no money attached to it, because like I said before, the money attached to the music, it always kind of like bogs it down, where now we're not thinking about making music, now we're thinking about making money. Like, oh, if I'm gonna spend money, I gotta make money off of that, versus now it's just kind of like, he already knows what it is with me. Like, I'll shoot him beats, I'll shoot him like me. I just want to make music. I'm not too focused on making money, because the money will come. The music's not. Like, the music's not just gonna come to you, but as long as you do the music, the business and everything will come forward. Yeah, granted, you got to do yada yada yada, take steps to facilitate them kind of things. But it's just far as like me, like he got whatever on it. You know what I mean? So he had like 3 songs like on deck, 2 that he had produced. He had already prior produced by, I think, Tretch, not Tretch like Naughty by Nature Tretch, but Turch, a dude named Turch. Shout out to him. Eastside G's, shout out to him. And then one produced by me. And so I know he's got other things he's working on, but he had 3 locked and loaded, and it took him about like 2 hours to record 3 songs, but that's like while we're taking breaks and then, whatever. So it was just really cool seeing him again. He was talking to me about his life, what he's got going on. It was really dope, man, just seeing him again. And I know that we're going to have greater, like, I want him on the podcast. We were talking, like, most of the time we were just talking, like, how you doing, what's going on, I'm good, what's going on with you. And it was really, really dope, because from the last time we kicked it, like, we tried to record, I couldn't record for shit. Like, I don't know what it was, just the energy was really off. That's why I wanted to separate from him for like a while, just so I could get everything together within me, because that's what it is, bro. Like, music is energy, and the energy was very off from the last time we linked up. I can't speak for him, but at least from my perspective, it was just all like, the energy wasn't good. It wasn't conducive to what we're doing now, versus we knocked out 3 tracks like lickety split, and it was a done dilly. Like already, like I could already tell that the energy is very very good. It's a lot better than where it was before. And I'm excited. I'm really happy. I told him, you know what I mean? He's got albums he's working on. And I told him, I was like, I'll put them together for you. Like, slide the projects over. I'll mix them. I'll master them for you, because that shit takes capital for real. And when you know that, now you're not thinking about the music. You're thinking about getting the money, which I never want to do. Like, that's why I even started mixing and mastering in the first place, because it's like, not even that I don't even want to spend the money. It was just before, it's like, well, who the fuck can do it for me? You know, all the people that I knew will probably charge like $500 an hour or something. Like, bro, like as a 17-year-old, who the fuck that was jobless, still in high school, you don't have nowhere near that money to do any of that shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was really dope seeing him again. We're gonna get some music cracking. I want to get him on the podcast, and I don't even really want to address anything like any of the negative shit that transpired, us pretty much separating for these years. I say all these years, like 10 years, like, just, you know, it was a minute, but it wasn't that too long. It was like enough to where we had time to just get our lives, you know, focus. And that's what I'm bringing now. It's like, now I'm focused. I'm not worried about the stupid shit. And I feel like I'm just in a better position, and that is going to be reflective in the music. My fucking dog is at the door, so I might let him in at some point. Maybe right now, since we're talking about it. Presley, why you do this to me? You know, I told you I was going to do the podcast, and you know it. Now for that, you have to come over here and you have to introduce yourself. Come here. Come here. Say what's up to the podcast, boy. Come here. Because they're going to think I'm lying. Come here. Right here. Right there. Because they're going to think I'm lying. That you're not here. Look at them. Look, say something, boy. Say something. Say something. Good, boy. Look at that. My name is Presley. I have nothing to say, because I'm not the fucking DJ. And if you want to come talk to me, then you got to talk to my man Presley. That's a Sublime song, if you didn't know. I flipped it. But you like the way I flipped it? I flipped it, whipped it, pistol whipped it, and dipped it. Forensic sciences. No household appliances. You might have got psoriasis, but that's all right. It's, if you love me, then I love you. I love you forever. All right, go ahead. That was enough freestyle. Whoa, you want to get on the bed? Go ahead. You see how he jumped like that? That was wild. That was WILDYING. Wildin'. If that's how you spell it. Okay. So I had a few topics I wanted to go over. Nothing too crazy. I actually didn't even want this episode to be that long. You figure dig what I said? All right. So A Painter's Paradise. We dropped that Friday in honor of Fendi Pendergrass. Rest in peace. My cousin Jaime, it was his birthday. He would have been 31. And I don't know if I talked about his passing. I really don't want to talk about it right now. I want to talk about his life. So Jaime was kind of like more so a cousin that I wouldn't really see. Like Mufasa growing up, I wouldn't really see my cousin Fasa around. I wouldn't really see Jaime, but it was one of those, when I saw them, it was like a good time. Like Jaime was really funny. My cousin's Mufasa's really funny. So it was just like good peoples, you know what I mean? And I didn't plan this out. Like there's albums like Green Light 3 was one I super planned out. I probably had the date Green Light 3 was gonna release before 2023, like the end of 2022. Like the end of every year, I plan my albums out. And that's something that a lot of, I feel like, artists don't do. That was what I learned from business class. Like business, it was like always write your goals down. And you got them little goals and bigger goals. Okay, so in a year, we're going to make this happen. But then within that, we're going to follow through on like month to month what we're going to do, right? And some people have 5-year plans. I don't know, or like 3-year plans or whatever. I don't know if I want to go out and do that just yet, because I'm more so like on a year to year. Okay, like, because a year is a long time. You know, life happens so fast that you gotta fucking be busy to make sure that the time goes slow, because literally I'll look at either my Instagram stories or like, on Android we have like the Google memories or whatever, like you see like, oh, this is what I did 2017, 2018. Like I can even remember like the end of 2016 I met Chava. 2017 we put out Picasso and Matisse. 2018 we had our own I think we released our solo albums. So I want to say Bridge City Music, Scattered Pieces might have came out 2018. I don't know, but it was just like that whole year by year I could kind of tell where I was at. 2019 and 20, it was more so like me personally like going through shit. So I didn't even really put out as much music, but pretty much by 2022 I had like my year to year plans, like stop fucking around, we're gonna make this happen. Versus before it was like I would revolve the year around one album, like let's just make one dope album per year, which you can do. I'm not, people fucking drop albums every 3 years, whatever works for you. But me personally, I'm just like, you know what, fuck it. In this year, I'm gonna accomplish this, and this. And it's funny because there's still albums that I want to work on that are like haven't come out, that I've been working on the low on them. Not really, here and there I'll get in those pockets. I'm like, okay, maybe that beat will go to this album. But for the most part, I'm trying to knock out albums that I'm like dedicated to, and not albums like, oh, okay, well, if we could work on this, we'll work on this. And it's just like albums will come in, and then now that I'll just have the idea for that I'm in that chamber, I want to do it, and then I'll start working on that. Loteria was one of those albums I didn't even plan for. I started working on it. I just gave you on exclusive. I got another album I'm working on that I just came out of the blue, you know what I mean? And so spontaneously and planning my music, the career, everything out. It's just something I want to do. It's always great to have goals, but then you're gonna like me. So I'm a Gemini. Things is gonna change, right? The air is constantly, the weather, everything is constantly, the temperament, everything is constantly changing. So you got to change with it. I didn't plan on linking back up with Chava. It was just something that it just happened. I felt, you know what, like fuck all the bullshit. Like it's time, you know what I mean? As fucking Bruce Buffer says, it's time. Like fucking this, we run that shit. So things happen that way, and I love when things happen that way organically. Like I didn't plan it out, you know what I mean? I shot him some beats like, hey, if you want to do this, then do this shit. He did one of them beats, so I was like, okay, like now I see the work ethic. Now he didn't even, what's the dope part about him recording is he didn't even have a pen and paper, nothing. He didn't need I don't know what the rituals are for rappers, but rappers, they need the temperature at 75 degrees or whatever. They need slippers on, they need to be in a suit, whatever it is. Chava just went in there off the head, just closed his eyes, recorded it, banged out 3 songs, and it was fucking awesome. It wasn't no extra shit. And and I'm not trying to shit on nobody that got them rituals. I'm just trying to say he didn't put no extra salsa on the recording process, which I appreciate, So I don't even know why I brought that back. Oh, spontaneity. So it was just like, yeah. So A Painter's Paradise, if you haven't heard that album, it's on both my YouTube channel and JBL's. It's one of the best albums that I didn't plan for. I didn't plan for it. It was just like, I found the perfect date. Fendi, God rest his soul, he passed away during this process. Like right when we finished the album, he passed away, and then it was getting more. And I had the idea for dropping it Christmas, but then I'm like, I don't like that. I don't want to drop an album during the holidays when everyone wants to fucking, I did that last year. I don't want to do it again. Like that's fucking corny to me. I don't want to do that. I want to enjoy my Christmas without promoting anything. I'm sure you want to enjoy your Christmas without listening to anything really besides Mariah Carey and Frank Sinatra Christmas or Marvin Gaye Christmas songs. So that was the plan, And then it was like Jaime's birthday is the first. So we just did it like that. You know what I mean? I really appreciate just doing things and it feels good. You know what I mean? So I was talking with NC. Shout out NC. And we were talking about Borderlands and everything like that. And I was telling him there's a great YouTuber named Yodi Slayer. He passed away 10 years ago from a car crash, a car accident that he was in, and he passed away. Rest in peace to him. Prayers and condolences. So while we were talking about Borderlands, NC got back into Borderlands. You know, he wanted to basically take down this one boss that drops a certain gun. And if you don't know Borderlands is pretty much like a game where it's set like in a post-apocalyptic Mad Max world where you can play like one of 4 characters that have their own special abilities. And it's like a looter shooter. So there's like treasure chests that you open and you get certain guns and armor and things like that. And it's a great game. So I grew up on it and C grew up on it. And there's one game I haven't, well, actually 2 games I haven't played from the Borderlands series. I think one is called Beyond the Borderlands, or let me look it up real quick. One of them is the pre-sequel, which I never played. I just started playing it. It's an awesome game. Borderlands games in chronological. Tales from the Borderlands. Okay, I didn't know there was a new Tales from the Borderlands. So I guess Tales from the Borderlands is it a sequel? Oh, it's set between the events of 2 and 3. That makes a lot of sense. So it's basically after the second one. I haven't played the first game. The first game is like it's all right. The pre-sequel is good. It's very different from all the other games because you're like on the moon, you need oxygen and all this shit. Very interesting. So I'm playing those games now, and I literally want to anchor myself to playing these games. I just end up being so busy, but I at least want to take at least an hour out of my day. It's 24 hours in a day. I at least want to use hour 24, whatever the fuck it is, to play Borderlands and just relive the nostalgia of like me not doing shit and having no responsibilities and just kicking it. You know what I mean? I had a topic about credit cards and savings. I don't know. What is there to say? So I've had it. Oh, okay. So, I mean, I don't know. So I'm just learning more about business and opening accounts and all that. And, you know, in this day and age, there's some people say, oh, like you shouldn't like invest in like banks or whatever, because when the fucking dollar collapses, no one's going to really have any fucking money. Like, because the way the bank works, they only have so much money on hand. So once you give them your money, you really don't have money. You have credit. So if you want to go, like, let's say you had 50 grand at the bank account and you wanted to take it out, they're going to tell you no. Like, you need to go to like the top branch and get your money that way. So just learning about money is just very interesting to me. You know, I'm trying to be like a legitimate businessman, and with that comes all kinds of other finances that you need to learn, LLCs, business accounts, things of that nature. So I'm really just trying to get my business together in that manner. I want to be a self-made businessman, because that's in the cards. Like my whole, I'm super big into like the Santissima, the spiritualism, the cards, the stars and all that. And in my cards, it's like, I got to make my own money and be self-sustaining. So I'm going after it. Pray for your boy, man. Seriously. I've been super into Styles P and Prodigy lately. I've been listening to Styles P's first album. It's really dope. There's one song I really love. I forgot. I don't know if it's called Y'all Know We In Here. You see my shit right here? How come nobody told me about that shit? I got some shit in my eye. My eyes are all fucked up, yo. I'm gonna need like 2 pairs of glasses real soon. But basically, Styles P fucking, he was talking about vaccinations on Bag Fuel the Backfield podcast, but basically he was just like saying how, black people aren't really trusting of doctors because doctors are white and all this shit, which I could get that. I can definitely understand that. In the Mexican culture is definitely like there are doctors in our family. They call them brujos, brujas, shit like that. Like whenever, especially growing up, whenever I had a cough or something like that, or something was really off with me, I would go. My grandma would take care of me and she would give me like holistic medicines. Like she would shove this shit up my nose. It was probably like baking soda or salt or something like that, just to clear your sinuses and all that. Whatever it was, it wasn't something you could find in a pill bottle. Like growing up with my grandma, I wasn't taking pills. It was like, simple household remedies, tea, lemon, ginger, whatever the fuck it was. She had her little tinctures and things of that nature. Growing up, I would always see like a jar of alcohol with like marijuana, or maybe not marijuana, but like hemp leaves or whatever it was. Nothing, I think, psychoactive, but I think something that was just like she would rub on her knees or something like that. Things that I feel like are lost today and age with all these people, all these kids that want to fucking do Molly or Xanax or fucking whatever it is. They just want to dope their fucking brains out. So it just had nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with nothing. I just thought it was real interesting that Styles P brought that up. And that's why I love listening to rappers today. Like, I really like rap, but more so I really like the person, the personality behind it. Like either Lord Jamar, Styles, Jada, whoever, right? Ghost, whoever it is. He was talking about like Western versus Eastern medicine. When I went to China and when we went to go see a doctor, I don't know why, but they didn't give us pills, bro. They gave us tea and like natural herbal medicine, which I thought was fucking dope. And here they'd give you like ibuprofen. Here, pop this every 4 hours, pop that. If you don't, if that's not doing it for you, double up or go consult your doctor, which is just going to get you more fucked up on other drugs versus Eastern medicine is like, from what I know in China, they were giving us herbal medicines and things instead of trying to get us on dope. So basically watching what you consume, like, and that goes with everything, like mentally, spiritually, especially this day and age with social media. You just be on social media and see fools get knocked out, whatever dumb shit, skits. Like, I was just watching a whole heap of dumb shit for at least a good 30 minutes on my phone. And I'm like, what is this doing to like my whole psyche and my whole train of thought and my health? Just consuming all this bullshit that is going to like affect you in some sort of way. And it's just a horrible start to the day versus you just waking up, going outside, going for a walk, which I do. But then I'm on the phone. I'm on Pokemon Go. I'm not like consuming the real world around me. Like, I'm like so overdue for like a camping trip. I want to go camping and just be unplugged from everything, the Pokemon, the social media shit, and just be in nature and worry about grizzly bears and picking berries and I don't know, fishing, shit like that, where I'm just not tapped into anything. Like even getting away from music, bro, just like cutting everything off and being in the wilderness and then coming back with a straight head, you know what I mean, with a fresh mind. Something I want to do. I haven't done that in years. The last time I went camping was probably easily like 6 years ago. So I want to get a camping trip going and just cut everything off. Going to KOA, that's not camping. Going to fucking whatever, the Wigwam, whatever Wigwam motel, like that's not camping, bro. You're literally smelling diesel in the air when you wake up. That's not camping. And you got a TV and like that's not camping, bro. I'm talking seriously camping where they barely even got outlets for your lamps and shit like that, or to maybe charge your phone if you need an emergency call. I'm talking about shit like that where you pitch a fucking tent and you're literally laying on sticks and stones type shit. You know what I mean? So just, yeah, watching what you consume, just I'm trying to get back on my health shit. You already know I'm like kind of fluctuating, but I'm still like, you know what I mean? I'm not eating till 12. It's already 12, but I'm doing a podcast, you know, things of that nature. I'm trying to eat like only once, maybe twice a day. And you know what I mean? I'm just trying to live a more healthy life. Like just everything, just getting my mind, my body, and my spirit in focus and intact. You know what I mean? I'm I don't know if I said this before, but I'm really in a transformative energy, just creatively, just everything in my life right now. I'm just trying to be more positive and just try to watch myself. You know what I mean? I feel like the transitioning period kind of like is like at its peak, and now I'm just kind of more smelling the roses versus like being the rose that's growing through the concrete or whatever it is. It's just like getting everything in my life together. Like that's a big thing. Well, that's the message of the day, is getting your life together. But that'll be for the end though. I was watching this on the Lord Jamar podcast where he says, Dr. Umar says, what has hip hop done for the community? And Lord Jamar, you know, I love Lord Jamar, but he's one of them super negative, like him, Melly Mel. Whenever they bring up hip hop, it's nothing positive for the most part. Like their hot takes are super negative. I feel like it just brings more negativity, and I'm not on that shit at all. Like I want to bring the positives out. So I want to counteract all the shit he was talking on his podcast, like, yeah, you know, brothers been getting shot and all this shit. Like, I don't know if he said that, but that was kind of what I took from it. Like, there's just been nothing but more like crime or poverty, whatever he was trying to say that I took from it. I'm like, bro, hip hop has saved me from depression. It's motivated me, bonded me with all kinds of different ethnic groups, peoples, races, creeds, things of that nature. A lot of communities don't even fucking help each other. A lot of people don't wake up and say, hey, neighbor. A lot of people are just on some fucking like soloist shit, which is fine. But it's just like, why do people feel the need to, why does hip hop have to give to the community? Why can't the community help hip hop to help the community? Like it's a two-way street, bro. You can't just expect shit to happen. Like expectations are the root of all disappointments. So why are you over here talking all this shit about hip hop? It's like, Dr. Umar, what the fuck have you done for hip hop? Why are you worried about what hip hop has done for the community? Like, how come everybody wants to put this stigma that hip hop or rap is this fucking it's this crazy genre? Like, how come only in hip hop this only happens? Like, no, bro. Like, people are human, and it's just sometimes things are the way they are, and you can't fucking make a hip hop, like you can't group hip hop. Oh, like what the fuck is this? Like, bro, do you know that there's so many generations of hip hop that are out there right now? Right now, you got the drillers, you got the drill rappers, you got the Bay, you got all these different generations and stylistically different people. Do you know how many? I know more people in hip hop that are trying to do a good business than any. I don't hear fucking rockers coming out with a fucking a health store like Styles P. I don't hear any punk rockers owning a chain of Wingstops like Rick Ross. You know, I don't see any poppers or house musicians or who are DJs, whoever it is, that are trying to get their own burger business going. Like, what's my dog name? UGK. God damn it. Bun B. You know what I mean? It's just like everyone is trying to put these negative stigmas on hip hop, these fucking bullshit stereotypes, when it's like, bruh, all we're doing is creating art. And if you don't like that, turn it the fuck off. If it's that much of a nuisance in your life, then why are you paying attention to it? That makes no sense to me, bruh. That's something I never got, where people listen to music and they just don't like it, so they shit on it all day or whatever it is. Now, granted, I've had hot takes about other things and like that nature, but it doesn't consume my life. I'm not trying to go out there and fucking be this big, you know, wave the flag on negativity of whatever it is. Like, oh, you shouldn't do this, or how come you did that? Like, that's bullshit, bruh. If you ask me personally, I feel like hip hop has contributed, me myself personally, I feel like hip hop has really gotten me out of a lot of bullshit. It's really had me positively looking at the world differently. It's definitely connected with my brothers and sisters out there, my raza out there, whoever it is. It doesn't have to be specifically race, but what I'm trying to say is hip hop has done me a lot of great. Versus if I didn't have hip hop, bro, I'd be in some bullshit. Trust me, I'd be in some bullshit. I'm so thankful for this culture. I'm so thankful for the people. Hip hop has connected me with some of my closest friends around the world. Just everything, bro. And to try to like shit on it and what has hip hop done? Like, fuck you, homie. Like, I'm not trying to say fuck Dr. Umar, but Dr. Umar, you really gotta look and see what the fuck is going out there. Because of hip hop, I've connected with people, I've gotten money, I've gotten fresh, I've gotten fly, I've gotten knowledge of self. I've gotten so many things out of hip hop that I didn't get out of no other fucking genre. So before we try to shit on a genre, let's try to look at it for what it is instead of what we're trying to make it out to be. You know what I mean? I don't know why people are just so gung-ho about fucking, And I didn't even want to bring this up, but bro, like Nipsey tried to help the community and he got killed by his own hood, bro. Like, it's a social problem. It's not a hip hop problem, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Nipsey was doing shit that people were like, bro, that shit is dangerous. You know what I mean? He didn't care because he was that type of person to help other people, which I have so much admiration and respect for, because it's like, I'm not trying to be like whatever, but I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, yo, I'm trying to get my bread and get the fuck out the hood. Everyone does that. Why? Because when you stay in the hood, look what happens. You have certain incidences that is just like, wow, like we lost another one. We lost another person that could have went on to make so many changes in our community. That's the irony, bro. When we try to help our community as a hip hop community, so quote unquote, then look what the fuck happens, bro. So it's not a fucking hip hop problem. It's a social problem. You know what I mean? I don't even want to bog down on it too much, but it's just, you got to look at the writing on the wall and not look at the fucking, you know what I mean? Look at the people that's writing on the wall. You got to look at the fucking writing on the wall. That's a fucking sick ass feedback thing I just said right there. Message of the day, man. I don't want to preach and say get your life together, but it's just great when you do. When you get your life together, you do see the positive changes. You do see, like, now that I've been sober, I've been focused, I've been busy doing my own businesses and things of that nature. It's taken me away from all, like, what I would do before. I would literally just sit on my ass, play video games, and get high. But what do I do now? The opposite. Now I barely have fucking time to play video games and just sit around. And I'm very thankful for that. I thank God every day that I'm focused spiritually, physically, mentally. That's all I'm trying to do, man. Just message of the day is like, stay focused, stay proactive, stay hungry for whatever it is, whether you got business, hustle, passion, whatever it is, because that's going to manifest positively in your life and you're going to grow as a person. I'm all about growing as a person, because when you're not and you're just sitting around, you're not doing shit, it's very detrimental, man, because you're going to fucking waste years of your life being like, fuck, man, what did I even do? What did all this shit even amount to? Nothing. And you're going to maybe even have that moment of time to where you were doing positive shit and be like, man, I fucking wish this shit was still going on. Like, bro, come on now, bro. You sound like a bitch. You got to be proactive. The lesson of the day is proactive. What does proactive mean? Meaning actively doing shit in your life that's positive. And with that, this is the God's Hour.
Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil lay inside your box now while the angels fly over my headstone.